Origin Chess Home City Reaction. This is Top 10 Oldest American Weapons Still in Use. Bunch of US military news. I'm not gonna lie, I love this topic. I love this so much because I've said this many times that weapons are weapons. AK-47 works. Now, regardless of what scenario you are in, AK-47 is gonna be one of the most deadliest weapon you have there, right? Obviously, advanced weapon has its own like traits, right? Or some ease of access type of things. But a weapon is a weapon. A knife is a knife. So, which weapons are so good that America still uses it? America, that's the whole point of it, right? Rich country. Why would they use old weapons? They're not lost in money. So that implies that these weapons are so good. They don't think they should replace it. So it's gonna be awesome. Remember people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, so that way I know which type of videos to react to more. I've been watching these military style videos recently a lot. So if you haven't seen those, check out the link in the description or in the end of the video end card. Is the best way to see it. Yeah, comment down if you want to do any specific videos like this. I love it. I don't know why I didn't do it before. I started to watch Fat Nutrition and suddenly like, wait a minute, and just like YouTube just went crazy with the recommendation. I just like kept watching it. I'm watching it so much that I stopped watching other type of videos, which is like I should resume it, history and other. But yeah, so let's wait. Okay, let's wait one.
These are 10 of the oldest weapon manufacturers in America still used today.
Manufacturers? Weapons or manufacturers? What are you talking about?
As far as weapon systems are concerned, having the best available can be key to success on the battlefield. But with rapid changes in technology, some weapons come and
I had
go
the
rather
advanced
quickly.
rifle. I saw the
Other
Fat Nutrition
times,
video on it.
weapons are so well designed and so effective, they stay in service for decades.
Oh,
10. UH1 Huey.
I like those, mounted guns, right? You're supposed to pull the thing. Is that what you're holding? You're supposed to pull it. That is so awesome. Which implies like if you can't, like if you're in condition where you like use your fingers to trigger, you don't have to just pull back and it will fire, which is awesome.
The UH1 Huey is a utility military helicopter powered by a single turboshaft engine with two-blade main and tail rotors. The first member of the prolific Huey family, it was developed by Bell Helicopter to meet a United States Army's 1952 requirement for a medical evacuation and utility helicopter, and first flew in 1956.
Ooh,
the
that's
UH-1 was the
way
first
back.
turbine-powered helicopter to enter production in 1960 for the United States military, and more than 16,000 have been built since. The UH-1 was originally designated HU-1, hence the Huey nickname, which has remained in common use despite the official redesignation to UH-1 in 1962. The UH-1 first saw service in combat operations during the Vietnam War with around 7,000 helicopters deployed.
Huey.
9. M61.
I like America's basically. It's a scientific way of doing it. Obviously, when it comes to like astronomy and things like astrophysics, but I like America's way of like simplifying things, right? Carbonated water. You call it like what, sparkling water because it sparkles. Okay, you just give nicknames which feels most easy. Someone feel like, why are you doing that? Yeah, but it makes things easier, right? There are many counts of like German style counts. Like, okay, you made it so complicated it became an issue. That can't happen in America. Because obviously they're best at logistics, and if you like make everything simplistic that way, right? Tag things simplistic, yeah, it's gonna be easier.
Vulcan. The M61 Vulcan is a hydraulically, electrically, or pneumatically driven 6-barrel, air-cooled, electrically
Fallout 4 minigun
style rotary cannon, which fires 20mm rounds at an extremely high rate, typically 6,000 rounds per minute. The M61 is the United States' primary armament for fixed-wing aviation. After entering service in 1959, the gun saw extensive use in Vietnam by all branches fighting in the skies. The gun was credited with shooting down 39 MiGs during the war.
Ooh.
Since entering service in 1959, the M61 is still found on America's fighters and in the Navy's Fallon.
Wait a minute, that was F16, right? F16, F16 was it F18? F16, right? I remember a part of which video I saw, it was just like F6, basically gun is just there, right? Just touching you. So every time it fires, everything rumbles, which is like scary every time you think of it. Wait a minute, this is where like minigun is based on from Fallout 4? Is that what the case is?
Sea-Wings.
Oh, see back there. That shit is badass.
M14 Rifle.
Oh,
The
okay.
M14 rifle, officially the United States rifle, is an American select fire battle rifle that
Still
fires
being used?
7.62 by 51 millimeter NATO ammunition. It became the standard issue rifle for the U.S. military in 1959, replacing the M1 Garand rifle in the U.S. Army by 1958, and the U.S. Marine Corps by 1965, until being replaced by the M16 rifle beginning in 1968. The M14 rifle remains in limited service in all branches of the U.S. military, with variants used as sniper and designated marksman rifles, accurizing competition weapons, and ceremonial weapons by
Basically hunting rifle from, if let's just say Fallout style. It makes sense. It's supposed to be like, that. Even M1 Garand is like that, right? Garand, whatever, yeah. So M14 kind of makes sense, but nah, I still can't see that wooden type looking weapon still being used in today. Like you said, in special places or something, special ops or something, I don't know.
by honor guards, color guards, drill teams, and ceremonial guards. Seven, KC-135 Stratotanker.
You're kidding me,
The
right?
Boeing
How old is that?
KC-135 Stratotanker is a military aerial refueling aircraft that was developed from the Boeing 367-80 prototype alongside the Boeing 707 airliner. It is the predominant variant of the C-135 Stratolifter family of transport aircraft. The KC-135 entered service with the United States Air Force in 1957. It's one of the 6 military fixed-wing aircraft with over 60 years of continuous service with its original operator. The KC-135 is supplemented
KC-135, the one that drew dick, right? To troll Russians. That's the one, right?
by the larger KC-10. Studies have concluded that many of the aircraft could be flown until 2030, although maintenance costs have greatly increased. The KC-135 is to be partially replaced by the Boeing KC-46 Pegasus. 6. M60 Machine Gun.
Oh, you're kidding me. It's still being
Adopted
used?
in 1957 as the U.S. military's general-purpose
I love this machine gun.
the M60 actually borrowed liberally from the German MG42 machine gun speed system, while it also used the operating system of the FG42. The result was a gas-operated, air-cooled, belt-fed 7.62 millimeter machine gun that was technically a crew-served weapon, meaning a team of 3 would transport, load, and fire it, but it could still be handled by a single soldier. Meant to replace both the M1918 Browning automatic rifle.
Its ammo is like, not like AK-47, right? Which is like smaller one, 7.60 by 39. That's what AK-47 is, right? It's more close to like Scar H1, like 308, close to that, right? That's the ammo, and it's just like belt-fed one. Imagine the power.
And the M1919 A6 Browning machine gun. The M60 was introduced in 1957 and was perhaps the best Cold War-era general-purpose machine gun.
Man, those things are flying, right? Doesn't it hit his arm and it just like
And was perhaps
fucking
the
hurt?
best Cold War-era general-purpose machine gun. 5. B-52 Stratofortress.
Oh,
The
Stratofortress,
Boeing
here it comes.
B-52 Stratofortress is an American long-range subsonic jet-powered strategic bomber. The B-52 was designed and built by Boeing,
Yeah,
which
it's
has
still
continued
used, right?
to provide support and upgrades. It has been in service with the United States Air Force since the 1950s. The bomber is capable of carrying up to 70,000 pounds of weapons and has a typical combat range of more than 8,800.
It is, look, it's just piped with wings and how OP it is. I like simplicity when it just like works, right? This is the plane when you tell your kid to draw a plane, this is the plane you would draw it. Look at that, Ishi, whatever, right? So why is this still being used? Like even if, B1 Lancer is like better than this, right? It has more capacity, it's much faster. They didn't like point blank replace B-52 with a lot of them. I don't know.
Miles without aerial refueling. For more than 66 years, B-52s have been the backbone of the strategic bomber
That's what
force
you
for the
need, a
United
bomber
States.
and 4 fighter
The
planes.
B-52 is capable
There you
of
go.
dropping or launching the widest array of weapons in the U.S. inventory. Updated with modern technology, the B-52 is capable of delivering the full complement of joint-developed weapons and will continue into the 21st century as an important element of our
What?
nation's defenses.
Not just
The Air
bomb
Force
the
currently
rockets as well.
expects to operate B-52s through 2050 and be replaced by B-21 Raiders. 4. The M2 Machine Gun. The M2 machine gun, or Browning 50 caliber machine gun, is a heavy machine gun designed toward the end of World War I by John Browning. The M2 uses the much larger and much more power 50 BMG cartridge, which was developed alongside and takes its name from the gun itself. It has been
Yeah, M2 Browning. I knew that. I don't know why. Just like all his naming, just like wait a minute. Oh yeah, M2 Browning. Of course, the insanity that is like 50 cal BMG machine gun. Why not? The sniper rifle ammo that well, not really, but yeah, sniper rifle ammo that we know of. So OP. What if it like shoot faster? There you go.
referred to as Ma Deuce in reference to its M2 nomenclature.
Yeah, mad dude.
The Browning 50 caliber machine gun has been used extensively as a vehicle weapon and for
Obviously.
aircraft armament by the United States from the 1930s to the present. It was heavily used during World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Falklands War, the Soviet-Afghan War, the Gulf War, the Iraq War, and the war in Afghanistan in the 2000s and 2010s. It's the primary heavy machine gun of NATO countries and has been used by many other countries as well.
It's a machine gun.
It's better than TRT, right? Testosterone replacement therapy. No, no. You have low testosterone, use this. There you go. Your testosterone just spiked high.
Machine gun.
3. The Browning
You know, anybody played Far Cry 2? I don't know, like, probably. Yeah. I still remember Far Cry 2 had like many trucks and jeeps that are like mounted guns, right? But very few of them had this, basically had probably 50 cal gun like that, because some of them like fired really fast and didn't have that much damage. I'm guessing there was like smaller caliber one. And then there was some of them that fired really slow but had that thump to it, thump. Probably something like M2 Browning, right? Which had like insane damage. I still remember that. This sounds similar to that, so I'm pretty sure they took from this one.
M1919 machine gun. A testament to the designs of John Browning are that in addition to the M1911 is the fact that he also developed the innovative water-cooled
Look at that and everything. This
M1917
is
30
stupid.
caliber heavy machine gun, which truly improved upon the Maxima and Vickers
Suit and
designs
everything.
that were used during the First World War. But he didn't stop there. He then improved his own design with the M1919 Browning,
Why does he have
an
pistol
air-cooled
grip?
medium machine gun. The belt-fed, recoil-operated weapon had a reasonable rate of fire ranging from 400 to 600 rounds per minute and an effective range of 1,400 meters. While the development of general-purpose machine guns in the Cold War relegated the M1919 to a secondary role even 100 years later, this 30 caliber weapon is still very much in use today. 2.
See, weapon technology has been so awesome. I don't know how to explain that. Like, way back then, people somehow made these machine guns that just like trigger worked so basically without jamming. You think it would jam left and right because it was way back then, right? But somehow it just worked. It just battle-fed machine gun, just like keep firing. How OP that would have been, right? Then when the first time that was created, like, you know, people that photo, the same suit and that hat and just like shooting it. That's stupid insanity.
1911 pistol. The M1911, also known as the Colt 1911 or the Colt Government, is a single-action semi-automatic magazine-fed recoil-operated pistol chambered for the .45 ACP cartridge.
Yeah. Cow
Designed by
killer.
John Browning, the M1911 is the best known of his designs to use the short recoil principle in its basic design, and it endured in service for over 100 years. The pistol became an icon for its strength in battle and by those who used it. The pistol was widely copied, and this operating system rose to become the preeminent type of the 20th century and nearly all modern centerfire pistols. Modernized derivative variants of the M1911 are still in use by some units of the U.S. Army Special Forces, U.S. Marine Corps, and
What are they doing? What is that training? Like after shooting, you're supposed to look left and right. What is that?
the U.S. Navy.
We everybody's doing that. That's some kind of training.
1. M1903 Springfield.
Springfield
The
rifle.
M1903 Springfield is an American 5-round magazine-fed bolt-action service
Why is
repeating
this
rifle
being used today?
used primarily during the first half of the 20th century. The M1903 was one of the first rifles to use the famous 30-06 round and was the standard American infantry rifle during World War I. Due to its balance, the M1903 is still popular with various military and drill teams and color guards, most notably the U.S. Army drill team.
It's a ornament thing. Yep, there you go. Some of them are really insane, I'm not gonna lie, right? Like, ceremonious thing is different, but some of them one being really used, especially 1911. That's just so iconic, right? John Browning, basically, half of them, more than half of them was just John Browning. There you go. I'm guessing the head guy was John Browning. Yeah. One thing I realized, they spin those things in those like ceremonious thing, parade and things. Everybody say, oh, isn't that look cool? What are they trying to show? Like, you can't do that, like some cool thing. No, that's not the case. I realized that, they basically spin those things and do all that shit, implying that doesn't matter what happens on the battlefield, doesn't matter what level of pressure you're on, you'll never drop your rifle. Because regardless of what, you can't drop your rifle as a soldier. That's the thing. Your rifle is your another arm, let's just say. Without your rifle, you're nothing. So if you just spin those things and do all those things that they do in the parade, if you do that and if you keep doing that, that means you're so good at like holding that rifle, you never drop it. That is something like, okay, there's a function to it, apparently. There you go. Right, well, that was the 10 oldest American weapons still in use by China US military news. If you like my next, don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.